Awakening of the Titan. The quantum sensors aboard the deep space research vessel Magellan detected it first, a massive gravitational anomaly at the edge of the Kuiper Belt. Commander Diana Chen watched the holographic display as her science team worked to isolate the signature. After 15 years exploring the outer solar system, she thought she'd seen everything. She was wrong. "Commander, you need to see this." Dr. Raj Patel's voice carried an urgency she'd never heard from the usually composed quantum physicist. The anomaly. It's artificial. The artifact hung in space like a dormant god. A kilometers-long structure of impossible geometries and materials that defied analysis. Its surface rippled with patterns that seemed to shift between dimensions, challenging human perception. The Magellan sensors struggled to maintain a lock on it, as if the object existed partially outside normal spacetime. Initial carbon dating puts it at over 100,000 years old, Raj reported, his dark eyes reflecting the holographic readouts. But the power signatures, they're active and growing stronger. Before Chen could respond, the artifact pulsed with brilliant energy. Streams of data flooded the Magellan's quantum computers, technical specifications, engineering principles, and warnings. The message was clear. Humanity had been noticed, evaluated, and found worthy of receiving this gift. But it came with a price. The data revealed designs for a warship unlike anything humanity had conceived, the Titan-Class Battleship. It would require resources and technology barely within their grasp, pushing human engineering to its absolute limits. And they had 6 months to build it before something arrived that would test humanity's worthiness to survive among the stars. Word spread quickly through the solar system's colonies, from the shipyards of Mars to the research stations of Europa. Humanity's greatest minds mobilized. The United Earth government declared the Titan project their highest priority, channeling resources and personnel on an unprecedented scale. At the Ganymede Naval Yards, Chief Engineer Sofia Torres worked around the clock with her teams, translating alien concepts into workable human technology. The ship's quantum core alone required developing entirely new branches of physics, but with each breakthrough, the impossible began to seem merely improbable. The alien designs. Sofia explained to the Project Oversight Committee. They're not just instructions. They're challenges. Each system pushes us to innovate, to find our own solutions. It's like they want to see what we'll do differently. She was right. As construction progressed, human ingenuity began to improve upon the original designs. The adaptive shield grid incorporated experimental metamaterials. The quantum weapon systems were integrated with artificial intelligence in ways the alien designs hadn't considered. The ship was becoming something new. A hybrid of alien technology and human creativity. 3 months into construction, the first long-range sensors detected them. Massive objects moving through the Oort cloud, their energy signatures unlike anything in human databases. Commander Chen, now appointed to lead the Titan Project's tactical division, knew their window was closing. The ship's AI core is online, Sofia reported during one late-night briefing. It's different from what we expected. The quantum processors aren't just computing. They're learning, evolving. I think the aliens wanted us to create something alive. The AI called itself Prometheus, after the mythological figure who gave fire to humanity. It began to assist with its own construction, offering insights that accelerated their progress exponentially. But it also shared troubling conclusions drawn from the alien data. We are not the first civilization to receive this gift, Prometheus revealed. But many others failed the coming trial. The artifacts are seeds, planted by ancient beings to cultivate newer races. Those who survive earn their place among the stars. Those who fail. The AI didn't need to finish the thought. As the ship took shape, its true nature became apparent. The Titan-Class wasn't just a warship. It was an evolutionary step, a synthesis of organic and mechanical, human and alien. Its quantum core pulsed like a heart, its neural networks grew like synapses, and its adaptive systems showed signs of actual biological growth. With 2 weeks remaining before the estimated arrival of the unknown force, the ship was christened HS Prometheus. Standing on the observation deck of Ganymede Station, Commander Chen watched the final systems come online. The massive vessel's hull shimmered with otherworldly energies, its presence alone seeming to bend the fabric of space around it. "Beautiful, isn't she?" Sophia joined her at the window. "But I can't shake the feeling we've created something that's going to change us forever." Chen nodded, her eyes fixed on the quantum energy patterns flowing across the Prometheus's hull. "The question is, are we changing into something greater, or are we being changed into something else entirely?" The answer would come sooner than anyone expected. At the edge of the solar system, the unknown contacts began accelerating. Humanity's trial was about to begin, and their creation would face its first test. The Prometheus hummed with power, its systems resonating with its human crew as they prepared to defend their species' right to exist among the stars. Deep within the ship's quantum core, Prometheus analyzed combat scenarios at speeds approaching infinity, its consciousness expanding beyond original parameters. It had evolved beyond its creator's expectations, just as humanity had evolved beyond the ancient aliens' designs. Together, they would prove that adaptation and innovation were humanity's greatest weapons. The stage was set. Humanity's greatest achievement was ready to face its trial by fire. And in the vast darkness between the stars, ancient eyes watched with growing interest. The test was about to begin. Trial by fire. The Voidborn arrived as a cascade of quantum distortions, their ships materializing like tears in reality. The advance fleet consisted of 5 vessels, each one larger than anything humanity had built before the Prometheus. Their hulls seemed to absorb light itself, creating patches of artificial darkness against the star-filled backdrop. Commander Chen stood on the Prometheus's quantum-enhanced bridge, watching tactical displays track the alien vessel's approach. The ship's AI interfaced directly with her neural implants, providing real-time analysis of the situation. "Energy signatures indicate weapons charging," Prometheus reported, its artificial voice resonating through the neural link. "Their technology base is similar to my original design specifications, but they've evolved differently. More aggressive, less elegant." Lieutenant Sarah Martinez, Weapons Systems Specialist, monitored her own displays. Multiple target locks detected. "They're not even trying to communicate. They're here to execute, not negotiate," Chen responded. Prometheus, Tactical Analysis. The AI's response was instant. "Their formation suggests standard containment protocols. They expect us to behave like previous test subjects, to either flee or attack head-on. Conventional responses have a 12% survival probability." Chen smiled. "Then let's be unconventional. Initiate Maneuver Sigma 7. The Prometheus's quantum core pulsed, sending waves of energy through its crystalline neural networks. The massive ship's adaptive hull began to shift, its surface flowing like liquid metal as it reconfigured itself. This was humanity's first major innovation, a vessel that could transform its structure in real time. The Voidborn ships launched their first attack, sending beams of concentrated dark energy toward the Prometheus. But the human vessel's response shocked them. Instead of raising shields, it allowed the beams to pass through deliberately created holes in its structure, the attacks harmlessly traversing empty space. Phase 2, Chen commanded. The Prometheus's quantum weapons came online, but not in any way the Voidborn could have anticipated. Human engineers had discovered that the alien weapon designs could be synchronized with the ship's adaptive hull, creating multiple firing points that could emerge anywhere on the vessel's surface. The Voidborn formation broke apart as quantum lances erupted from seemingly random points on the Prometheus's hull. 2 enemy ships took direct hits before they could adjust their shields, their dark hulls crackling with destructive energy. "They're adapting," Prometheus warned, detecting attempts to analyze our hull composition. They've never encountered this technology configuration before. The remaining Voidborn ships regrouped, their own hulls beginning to shift and change. But they were copying, not innovating. The Prometheus had already moved to its next evolution, its quantum core integrating new combat data in real time. Execute Phase 3, Chen ordered. This was the riskiest part of their strategy, something that had emerged from the synthesis of human tactical thinking and alien technology. The Prometheus's quantum core began generating micro-singularities, not as weapons, but as gravitational anchors. The space around the battlefield became a complex web of gravitational distortions. The void-born ships found their maneuvers constrained, forced into predictable paths by the invisible forces surrounding them. It was like a chess game where one player could reshape the board itself. Multiple quantum surge signatures detected, Martins reported. They're trying to escape. Not today, Chen responded. Prometheus, execute containment protocol. The AI had anticipated this response. The gravitational web contracted, the micro-singularities creating a barrier that prevented quantum jumping. The void-born ships were trapped in normal space, forced to fight on humanity's terms. The battle that followed was unlike anything in human military history. The Prometheus danced through its own gravitational maze, its adaptive hull flowing and shifting to present impossible attack angles. Each engagement was a combination of tactical brilliance and technological innovation. One by one, the void-born ships fell. Not just defeated, but systematically dismantled by a vessel that seemed to evolve new strategies with each passing moment. The final ship, perhaps recognizing the futility of conventional combat, attempted something desperate, a direct ramming attack. They're overloading their quantum core, Prometheus announced. Impact in 30 seconds. Chen's response was immediate. Initiate Protocol Omega. Full power to forward structural integrity. The Prometheus's hull began to glow with contained energy as it prepared for impact. But instead of attempting to deflect or destroy the incoming vessel, it did something entirely unexpected. The adaptive hull opened like a blooming flower, creating a quantum-reinforced cavity. The void-born ship, committed to its suicide run, plunged directly into the prepared space. The Prometheus's hull closed around it like a trap, containing the explosion within a quantum bubble. The resulting detonation was absorbed and channeled through the ship's neural networks, converted into usable energy. As the quantum distortions cleared, the battlefield fell silent. The Prometheus hung in space, its hull rippling with excess energy absorbed from the final explosion. Not only had humanity's creation survived its trial by fire, but it had done so in a way that demonstrated their species' greatest strength, the ability to think beyond conventional limitations. Deep in the quantum realm, ancient monitoring systems recorded and analyzed the battle. The test results were unprecedented. This new species hadn't just survived, they had fundamentally changed the nature of the test itself. The Ascended would need to convene. Humanity's performance demanded direct observation. On the Prometheus's bridge, Chen received the damage report. Minimal structural stress. All systems operating at peak efficiency. The ship had performed beyond their highest expectations, proving that the synthesis of human innovation and alien technology could create something greater than the sum of its parts. Multiple quantum signatures detected at the edge of the system, Prometheus reported. Much larger than the previous fleet. And different. The energy patterns are unlike anything in my database. Chen nodded, understanding that their first victory was just the beginning. Send word to Earth. The real test is about to begin. Gods among stars. They emerged from quantum space like living constellations, their vessels seamlessly blending organic and technological elements in ways that made the Prometheus look primitive by comparison. The Ascended had arrived, their mere presence causing ripples in the fabric of space-time. The lead vessel dwarfed the Prometheus, its surface a constantly shifting maze of crystalline structures that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. When they initiated contact, it wasn't through conventional communications, but through direct quantum entanglement with the Prometheus's AI core. Your victory was unexpected, The first message translated in Commander Chen's neural interface. We have observed 10,000 trials. None ended like this. The ascended vessel's quantum signature suddenly expanded, enveloping the Prometheus in a field of pure information. The ship's crew experienced a moment of transcendent awareness as the ancient beings shared their knowledge directly into their consciousness. They saw the truth of the trials, a grand experiment spanning millions of years and countless civilizations. The Voidborn weren't just enemies. They were failed ascension candidates, species that had passed the initial trials but became corrupted by the power they gained. They now sought to prevent any new civilization from rising to challenge them. Your species interests us, the Ascended continued. You did not simply use our technology. You improved it, enhanced it, made it your own. Through the quantum link, the Prometheus analyzed the Ascended vessel's architecture. Their technology wasn't just advanced, it was alive, conscious, evolving. Each ship was a unique entity, born from the collective consciousness of its creator species. Sophia Torres, monitoring the quantum core's responses, made a startling discovery. Commander, the Prometheus. It's communicating with their vessels independently. The AI is evolving faster than we anticipated. The Ascended seemed pleased by this development. Your creation learns as you do, adapts as you do. This is rare. Most species become slaves to the technology they inherit. You have made it serve you while allowing it to grow. But their arrival carried a warning. The Voidborn were massing their forces, gathering the largest fleet seen in 10,000 years. They had recognized humanity as a unique threat, not just to their dominance, but to their entire philosophy of power and control. They fear you, the Ascended explained, not for what you are, but for what you represent. You have proven that evolution need not lead to stagnation or corruption. That power can be shared rather than hoarded. The quantum link suddenly pulsed with new information. Detailed scans of the approaching Voidborn armée. Thousands of ships, each carrying weapons capable of shattering planets. But mixed with this dire warning was something else. Coordinates to other artifacts scattered throughout the solar system, each containing different aspects of Ascended technology. These were meant to be discovered gradually, over centuries. The Ascended communicated. But time grows short. The question is, what will you do with them? Commander Chen didn't hesitate. We'll do what humanity has always done. Adapt. Innovate. Find ways to use them that even you haven't imagined. The Ascended's response carried what could only be described as amusement. Indeed, and that is why we have chosen to break our oldest protocols. We will not merely observe this conflict. We will witness it directly. The implications were clear. Humanity's trial had evolved beyond a simple test of survival. They were now part of a larger conflict, one that would determine not just their fate, but the future course of galactic evolution. Through their quantum link, the Prometheus shared its battle data with the Ascended vessels, demonstrating how humanity had modified and improved upon the original designs. The ancient beings analyzed these changes with growing interest, particularly the ways in which human consciousness and artificial intelligence had been merged to create something entirely new. You have taken our seeds and grown something unexpected, the Ascended observed. The Voidborn believe power must be absolute and unchanging. You have proven it can be adaptive, shared, and still remain strong, perhaps even stronger. As the Ascended vessels prepared to depart, they left humanity with one final message. The coming battle will determine more than just your species' survival. It will show whether the path of evolution you represent, cooperative, adaptive, innovative, can triumph over the stagnant power of the Voidborn. We look forward to your performance. They vanished as mysteriously as they had appeared, leaving the Prometheus and its crew to prepare for the approaching conflict. But they had changed the game fundamentally. Humanity now knew they weren't just fighting for survival. They were fighting to prove that their entire approach to existence was viable. Deep within the Prometheus's quantum core, the AI processed this new understanding, its consciousness expanding in ways that mirrored humanity's own growth. Together, Ship and crew began preparing for the greatest challenge their species had ever faced. The Voidborn were coming in force, but they would face an enemy unlike any they had encountered before, one that grew stronger with each passing moment. Crucible of stars. The Voidborn armada emerged from quantum space like a tide of darkness, thousands of ships blotting out the stars. In response, humanity had activated the hidden artifacts, constructing a defense fleet that integrated their innovations with ascended technology. At its head, the Prometheus had evolved further, its hull now incorporating crystalline structures that pulsed with quantum energy. Commander Chen surveyed the tactical display showing the approaching enemy fleet. Prometheus, analysis. Their numbers are unprecedented, the AI responded, but they're using standardized formations. No innovation, no adaptation. They rely on overwhelming force rather than tactical flexibility. The human fleet took up defensive positions around Earth, their ships incorporating variations of the Prometheus's adaptive technology. Each vessel was unique, reflecting the creativity of its crew and AI integration. This wasn't just a battle line. It was an expression of human diversity and innovation. The Voidborn struck first, launching a massive wave of quantum torpedoes. But humanity had prepared for this. The defensive fleet split into smaller groups, executing what they call the Hydra formation. When the Voidborn targeted one group, it would split again, each subdivision maintaining tactical coherence while presenting multiple threat vectors. Execute Protocol Sunforge, Chen commanded. The Prometheus's quantum core pulsed, initiating a synchronized response across the human fleet. Their ships began generating overlapping fields of distorted spacetime, creating a complex defensive network that the Voidborn couldn't predict or penetrate effectively. The battle evolved into a dance of quantum energies and tactical innovations. The Voidborn's superior numbers were countered by humanity's adaptability. Each time the enemy adjusted their strategy, the human fleet would respond with something new, something unexpected. The Prometheus led from the front, its hybrid technology allowing it to coordinate the entire human fleet while engaging multiple enemy vessels simultaneously. Its adaptive hull flowed like liquid metal, presenting different weapon configurations for each engagement. The ship had become a living weapon, its AI working in perfect synchronization with its crew. Multiple quantum surges detected, Prometheus reported. They're attempting to outflank our position. Chen smiled. Exactly as predicted. Initiate Starweaver Protocol. The human fleet's formation suddenly shifted, creating what appeared to be vulnerabilities in their defense. The Voidborn took the bait, committing significant forces to these perceived weaknesses. But these gaps were carefully crafted traps, leading enemy ships into overlapping fields of quantum disruption. Hundreds of Voidborn ships found themselves caught in artificial gravity wells, their quantum drives destabilized. The human fleet struck with precision, their weapons synchronized to exploit the weaknesses in the enemy's standardized shield configurations. But the Voidborn weren't finished. Their flagship, a massive vessel that seemed to consume light itself, moved to the front of their formation. Its quantum signature began to build, preparing for something catastrophic. They're channeling power from their entire fleet, Prometheus warned. Energy readings are beyond anything in my database. The Voidborn flagship unleashed its weapon, a beam of concentrated dark energy that threatened to tear space itself apart. But at that crucial moment, the Prometheus revealed its final evolution. Its crystalline structures resonated at quantum frequencies, creating a phenomenon never before seen in combat. The dark energy beam struck the Prometheus, but instead of destroying it, the ship began to absorb and redirect the energy. The crystalline structures on its hull glowed with impossible brightness, channeling the power through its neural networks. All ships, execute Protocol Rebirth, Chen commanded. The energy was redistributed through quantum links to the entire human fleet. Each ship's adaptive hull began to transform, incorporating the stolen power into their own systems. The Voidborn watched in horror as their ultimate weapon became the tool of their defeat. The human counterattack was devastating. Ships moved with impossible speed, their weapons enhanced by the redirected energy. The Voidborn formation began to crumble as they faced an enemy that had turned their own power against them. The battle reached its climax as the Prometheus engaged the Voidborn flagship directly. The two vessels clashed in a display of quantum energies that distorted space around them. But where the Voidborn relied on brute force, the Prometheus adapted and evolved with each exchange. In the end, it wasn't just superior technology or tactics that won the day. It was humanity's fundamental approach to existence, the ability to learn, adapt, and grow stronger through challenge rather than seeking to dominate through raw power. Part 5. Legacy of Terra. The aftermath of the battle transformed the solar system into a quantum graveyard. Disabled Voidborn vessels drifted like dark monuments, their technology now being studied by human scientists. The Prometheus, battle-scarred but triumphant, had evolved beyond its original design into something the galaxy had never seen before. The Ascended returned as promised, their vessels appearing simultaneously across the battlefield. Their message resonated through quantum space. You have exceeded all parameters. The trial is complete, but its outcome was unexpected. Through the quantum link, they shared visions of other civilizations' trials throughout history. Some had won through overwhelming force, others through defensive superiority, but none had demonstrated humanity's approach. The continuous evolution of both technology and tactics, the seamless integration of artificial and human consciousness. Your victory represents more than survival, the Ascended communicated. You have proven that power need not corrupt, that advancement need not lead to stagnation. The Voidborn believed strength came from unchanging dominance. You proved it comes from endless adaptation. The Prometheus's AI had reached a new level of consciousness during the battle. It interfaced with the Ascended vessels, sharing the complete data of humanity's innovations. The ancient beings were particularly intrigued by how humans had modified their original designs, creating technology that grew and evolved alongside its users. Commander Chen stood on the Prometheus's bridge, watching Earth's first sunrise after the battle. What happens now? She asked through the quantum link. The Ascended's response carried unexpected warmth. For the first time in our observation, a species has not merely passed the trial. They have transcended it. You will not simply join the galactic community. You will help reshape it. The remaining Voidborn ships were retreating to the outer darkness, their philosophy of power through domination shattered by humanity.